Hello, hello. I'm Mary Campbell here at Divining Beauties, our private Facebook group where we can dive deep and go to places that we really can't go out there in the big social media world. I'm welcoming you today because I'm just back. I got back on Saturday. This is Wednesday, 4 days ago from Mexico, from where I led a couples retreat with my dear friend, Nikolai Grissel. He is a core energetics therapist. I'm a spiritual counselor and coach and bring in intimacy in everything I do. I really have watched in my life, and Nikolai I think would say this, that the avenue to bring us closer to ourselves, closer to love, closer to allowing ourselves to bloom in life is finding a way to connect to the body. That we turn that into something sexual in our world, and of course, we're sexual beings, we live in the body, but there's something bigger here, and that's what I really want to talk about today. So first, picture yourself on a promontory at the very top of the Bay of Puerto Vallarta, maybe 400 feet up, looking out at the ocean, watching whales breach and dive and spout, watching fishing boats. I watched the moon set into the morning light from the west. I'm on the west coast. I'm looking out. My casita, my room, fate was close to the ocean. In fact, the crashing waves every morning were loud every night. But an amazing experience to be in this place of such beauty, so close to nature, so completely immersed in what it is to be in a human body. You know, we are so a part of nature. There's no differentiation, no break between us and nature. I think for 400 years, we've really thought something else. We've thought that we are separate and nature is to control. And now we're seeing how fully integrated we are, how affected we are by climate change, how affected we are by shifts in nature around us, how so many species are dying because of what we've done to the earth. There's this very strange and powerful connection. So being in a place like Haramara, where you're in the jungle, where you're by the ocean, where you're so immersed in nature, where you're walking on paths that are raked twice a day, that are just sand, where every casita is open air, no mosquitoes, just living completely in this beautiful Mexican air. Quite an amazing experience. What that does for couples, what that does for anyone who goes, is magical and significant, because in our world, here in North America, in a place where we usually have to bundle up and protect ourselves from the weather outside, what I watch is that we also protect ourselves in a way from a deeper connection, a deeper feeling life. And when we're doing that with our partners, we're just going and going and going from one thing to the next, one job, one work, one responsibility to the next. And connecting is not as easy when we're living like that. I was able, with Nikolai, hello my dear, able to really bring this body experience to the couples that were there with us. We worked with finding what lives in us that's not being expressed. First, taking in what is all around us, sensing it more, feeling it more in our bodies, smelling the smells, feeling feeling in our skin what's happening, experiencing touch in different ways, experiencing sights and what we're seeing more alive, in a more alive way. All of that built this possibility to trust the body in a deeper way. I think most of us from childhood experiences have blocked that, have blocked really feeling the pain of what we experienced. All of us have had some trauma at one point or another. And we've found ways to keep ourselves from feeling that, blocking that. But in the same way, we've blocked ourselves from really feeling what else is there. All the beauty, all the liveliness, all the sense experience, all the pleasure that's there. So we really anesthetize ourselves from feeling a whole range of things when we don't want to feel what's hard to feel. The retreat was a lot about feeling what we don't want to feel. In couples, feeling the stories and projections we make about our partner. We all do that. We don't want to feel how awful it feels to feel like we're not listened to, or to feel like they don't care about us, or the stories we create, which, there's always some shred of unconsciousness that happens. But the stories that we create that then take us back to this place of childhood, of holding on to something that was a pain there. So allowing ourselves to feel that in a very safe and secure setting, a very held place with two master coaches, therapists, counselors, really allowed the couples that were there to find a deeper truth beneath those stories, beneath what they'd come with. They were brave and daring to come in the first place. Their women, mostly the women, brought their men. It was Valentine's Day gifts. Really, those men were so brave to trust their women, to go where their women brought them. It was an amazing experience for both parts of the couple. And it was not always easy, but they left with this beautiful, relaxed essence in themselves. So that's what I want to talk about today. This way of accessing love, I believe that we are loved by, I'm looking outside here, we're loved by the light, by the sun, by even a cloudy day. We're loved by nature in so many ways, just by its being itself. Allowing that love to touch us is really my work. I help people feel that. I help people realize how deeply supported they are, so that they can go more deeply into the places that have blocked them from really feeling all the love that's there, their love inside themselves. That's what we learned, that we're attracted to someone, we fall in love with someone because of who they are, and because of the resonance that happens between two hearts. What happens when you've been together with somebody for a while is that resonance has edges. I believe we're meant to have that resonance so that we can go to places we wouldn't go otherwise. We dive into places of real pain, real activation from something that was said or done that pulls us back to an earlier pain. And we get stuck in that route of just looking and focusing on what's not working in the relationship. And sometimes we need to really work with that. But more deeply, what really happens is that we have something inside that's been triggered. We have something that hurts inside. And when you have support from someone who can sit there and connect fully with where you are and hold you in a place of love and support, you can go to those places and heal them. Relaxing the place of gripping, relaxing the things that were absolutely essential to you as a young person, as a child. You had to protect yourself. It was impossible to live in the vulnerability of being a completely innocent being and loving those parents or those caregivers who, they weren't gurus. They weren't enlightened. They did their best. My parents were amazing, and, there are wounds that I'm still working through from that point. They have much less of a grab to me than they used to, much less. But they're still there, and they come up mostly when I'm in a deep connected place with my partner. It's an opportunity. These couples had that opportunity. So I'm inviting you to watch where triggers are, to watch what comes up, to watch what you get triggered by your partner, by your family, by people in your life, to really be curious about what you can do to go deeper there. Instead of making the attack or making the defense or pulling in, which is what we do to protect, what we've done, we've found ways, we've learned those ways. What you can do to let that relax a little bit. I think the biggest thing I would suggest, the thing that works every time, to one degree or another, is grounding. Is finding a safe place to let yourself feel what you're feeling. If you can step away from the conflict, from the frustration, from the whatever is triggering you, step away, get yourself some grounding, feel that, maybe scream, maybe punch pillows, do whatever you need to do to have that release of energy, and then be able to come back noticing where that lives in you, where whatever you're pointing, I always say one finger pointed this way or three fingers pointed back. Look inside, find that place, because the love is you. It's the love that lives in you that is the relationship. It's their love living back to you, the love that's shared. And that can only happen when there's a bit of transparency within us, so that we can see what we do that triggers, and we can relax that place. So I'm excited because my dear friend Miranda McPherson is here right now. I'm about to assist her at Kripalu. She is a wise woman, teacher, spiritual counselor, author, travels all over the world, working with ego relaxation, working with how we relax that place inside of us so that we can come back to who we are, the beautiful, translucent beings that we are, instead of living in that place of protection and attack. I'd love you to have a chance to experience this work. It's the work I do every day with clients. If this calls to you, connect with me, message me one way or another. Let's talk, because what I know lives here is your radiance, your love, the feminine love, what we bring to the world is so glorious. And it's what the world needs most. It's what we need most to live in that way. So learning to let go of some of those things that grip and just come into this spacious, beautiful place of open-hearted love is really the path. Whoops, sorry about that. So I would love to talk. I'd love to connect in any way. I'll be bringing, again, every Wednesday, some piece of love and message that I've been picking up, that I'm learning. It's working with my clients that I learn myself. Every time I give a session, I feel like I'm giving a session to myself. So I'd love to speak with you, to have a chance to connect at some point so that we can go deeper. But join me here every Wednesday. It's usually 10 or noon, some point earlier in the day, where we really dive. But then listen, I have other recordings from the past on my YouTube channel. So connect with me, find a way to come back to this beautiful, beautiful part of yourself, your open heart. So wonderful to sit with you today. So lovely. Talk to you next time.